Right, shalom, shalom. The Hebrew Israelites here to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom. To speak about the upliftment of Yahweh Shai, which is the only begotten Son of Heavenly Father Yahweh, coming back to deliver the elect of the nation of Israel. So first and foremost, want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh,
Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kodash.
the blessed to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation, much love and respect to Rocky out there pushing this word out. The truth is sincerity, man. Okay? One of the main things that's going to change in the new world, and the new world we're speaking about the new rulership, is the image of the Edomites versus the image of the Israelites, man. Okay? Because first of all, these Edomites, they're put up on a pedestal in the society, but the Israelites, the sons of God, they're debased in the society, image-wise. Let's get the herb. Okay, read that.
God, this is Ecclesiastes 10 and verse 5. There is an evil which I have seen under the sun, as an heir which proceeded from the ruler. Folly is set in great dignity, and the
folly is set in great dignity. All right, you can see that with this whole society is based upon folly. All right, the legislations that they're passing, right, things that they promote, right,
and the rich sit in low place.
Now the rich is dealing with the Israelites. We're spiritually rich. Okay, this is touching them to being spiritually rich. In fact, I know that works. Bring it up.
Revelation 2, verse 9. I know that works and tribulation and poverty.
So he knows our works are tribulation and poverty. Right? This is really going into the elect. But the poverty is dealing with physical poverty. What?
But thou art rich.
But you are rich. Although you're poor, you're rich. Rich in what? In spirit. Right?
And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
Right, so there's certain people that they're living good, but they're not the Israel of the Most High. Okay? Although they're living good, they got all this money, this wealth, power, and so on and so forth. Okay? We just read it that the rich sit in a low place. Right? Let's go back to that.
Verse 7, I have seen servants upon horses.
Now the horse represents rulership. Okay? That's why when you watch that movie Django, you know, they're all getting mad because he was on the horse, because the horse represents you're in power. You're in a prestigious position. Okay? Now, right now, in this particular earth, you have servants that are in power. Servants on horses. Servants in what? In the spirit. Go ahead.
And princes walking as servants upon the earth.
And we are those princes walking as servants upon the earth. Okay? Because we have that we are of royal blood. Okay? These Edomites are not of royal blood, but they're in that position of rulership. Go ahead. See on that?
Tobit 4 and 21. And fear not, my son, that we are made poor, for thou hast much wealth, if thou fear the Most High.
Read that again, man.
Tobit 4 and 21. And fear not, my son, that we are made poor.
Right, the poor, when you read the scriptures, is really dealing with the Israelites. Okay? The scriptures speak, blessed be the poor and so on. It's not speaking about that guy who's homeless. It's really speaking about the Israelites. Okay? Go ahead.
For thou hast much wealth, if thou Tobit 4 and 21. And fear not, my son, that we are made poor, for thou hast much wealth, if thou fear the Most High.
We have the most wealth. Okay, we are really the most wealthy on the earth. All right, in the spirit. Okay? First and foremost, the kingdom of heaven is for us. So when we get that's wealth reserve right there. You understand what I'm saying? That's abundance reserve right there. See, these elites, they might have the money now, but they're really in the they're not right in the head. They're not right in the spirit. And they can never really be happy or satisfied, no matter how much money they have. Right? That's why if they lose a portion of it, they'll go off themselves. Because they're weak. Alright? Go ahead.
And depart from all sin, and do that which is pleasing.
Jacob turned lemons into lemonade, man. Alright? Right. Where do you think soul food comes from? That was really slave food, man. That they made into like a fine cuisine, man. Alright? A cornbread. Alright? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Chitlins is that's nasty, that's foul things. Okay? Chicken soup, chicken feet soup, and all this different cow foot soup and all this stuff. There's no meat on the foot. There's no meat on these things, right? But the reason they're able to do that is because they're Israelites and they make it work.
That's right.
See, Esau in that position, he wouldn't be able to do anything. It would just there's nothing he would do.
That's true.
Okay?
Because for the French, it was it was high cuisine to eat Levi food.
Well, look at their food. Their
Yeah,
food is
yeah,
shit.
yeah,
No
yeah.
flavor. You go to a French restaurant, that's just expensive for no reason. You know, they give you a steak, they don't season it properly.
Yeah.
And they give you a small portion.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a joke. It's a big joke. But anyways, at the end of the day, right? Jake will turn something negative into something positive or something good. Okay? What you got?
This is Psalms 37 and verse 16. A little that a righteous man have is better than the riches of many wicked.
Right. The little that a righteous man have is better than the riches of many wicked. Because what is Esau doing? He's destroying the planet with his wealth. He's destroying the earth. He's polluting it. He's destroying the people. Okay? He's poisoning the people, literally. That's why when you go to the supermarket, most of those fruits are what? Filled with pesticides, man. That's what you're eating, pesticides. And they're cancer causing, man. They cause cancer. Right? But they're not going to be persecuted for that. Right? And the food, you got to go to the organic section, and then you find out the food in that section is defiled. So, you know, this is what they're doing with their wealth. They're destroying things. When we get in that position, when the Israelites, starting with the elect, get in that position, we're going to make things flourish. Set up over one that is profitable.
Like you brought out before, I think you brought out, you said like you have a natural way to basically keep the bugs away from the plants.
Yep.
You have certain plants you can put beside each other, you know, to keep, you know, the bugs away, man.
Yep.
You know, you think in the ancient world they had pesticides, you know, chemicals mixed together in spraying plants, man. This is a new thing that Esau has brought, man. You know, to bring forth death and cancers to the people, man.
That's right, that's right.
Yep, jump in. Go ahead.
Sirach 10 and 30. The poor man is honored for his skill, and the rich man is honored for his riches. He that is honored in poverty, how much more in riches?
And Jake as a people is honored in poverty. Right? You got Jake all around the world, you got communities that want to be like so-called black. All right? And really they act like a black woman too. Okay? Why? Because what we said, listen, we're the ones that make things pop. All right? But that's in our poverty. That's in the lowest state we've ever been in history. You see what I'm saying to you? So how much more when we get in the top position? Right? Esau in the top position, people don't mess with him, bro. Right? So how much more when he's in the lowest position? Give me that. It shall be as an abominable branch. Go ahead.
Just to finish up, it says, and he that is dishonorable in riches, how much
Bro,
more?
you go around the world, they know about Kobe, they know about Jordan, they know about Mike Tyson, they know about Michael Jackson. You understand what I'm saying? They know about Jake that made things pop. Because we're the ones that make things pop. We're the ones with all the talent, man. Okay? Go ahead, man.
And he that is dishonorable in riches, how much more in poverty?
Right, he that's dishonorable in riches, how much more in poverty? So Esau, when he's brought to that low, that's why they fear to be brought down. That's why they fear to have Jake or any other nation surpass them, because they know that all they got is the power. All they got is the power. All they got is the money. All they got is this position. After that, there's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's going to despise them.
That's why they're gonna go. That's why they're gonna come down with great wrath, because they want to hold on to that power, okay? Because they know that they have short time.
That's right. That's right.
Isaiah 14 and verse 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee.
Ooh, they that see who? The Edomites. All right, they're going to look upon you with disdain, man. Go ahead.
And consider thee, saying, is this the man
Is this the people? Go ahead.
that made the earth to tremble,
Right.
that did shake kingdoms?
That's what they did. They shook kingdoms. They had their weaponry, right? They had their nuclear missiles, that their atomic bomb. They really scared the nations with the atomic bomb. Okay, and that's the reason why they dropped it on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, to basically put the other nations in fear. Okay, right?
That made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof.
Yep.
That opened not the house of his prisoners. All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch.
So all the kings in their own house represents these other nations. They're going to get to live in their own place and benefit from their land and so on and so forth. But these Edomites, they're not going to have a land, number one, and they're going to be in perpetual slavery to all the other nations. Okay? And they're not going to be able to enjoy anything, any part of the kingdom. Okay? The ones that are going to have the best time is the concubine Edomite women that look, they got to look top notch, man. They got to look top notch. They got to kind of look like Ephraimite. They got to look so top notch. Okay? Ain't just going to be no regular, oh, she look alright. No, she's going to have to be, the most, like she came out to be a concubine. Like she came out the womb to be a concubine. I'm a baby. Go ahead, man. Yeah, you can tell her that too. Before you we didn't form her, but before we form her, you gonna have that spiritual power too. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, man.
It says, as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with the sword that go down to the stones of the pit, as carcasses trodden under feet.
Right. No one wants to touch a dead body. Right. No one wants to touch a bloody garment. Right. See? So this is how these Edomites are going to be looked at. Right. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial.
Right.
Because thou hast destroyed thy land.
Woo. What land is that speaking about? The earth. Because right now the earth is in the position, the rulership of the Edomites. Give me Job 9:24. Okay, so they're destroying the whole planet. All right? Right? They say now that most of the water in the earth, which I believe all the water, but most of the water is polluted. They say 2/3, but I believe it's a lot more than that. How could 2/3 be polluted, but the rest of the water didn't get touched by it? So there's like a barrier, there's a spiritual barrier. No, all the water is polluted because of these devils. From here all the way to Australia, the waters are all polluted. Okay, because Esau, the wicked, is in power.
That's why he's not going to be joined in burial with the rest of these other nations, right? Meaning what? After a period of 1,000 years, the other nations, they're going to get to go to their lands and live on, man. But Esau, that can't happen, man. Because if the Lord lets that happen, what do you think he's going to do? More wickedness, man. That's like Job said in Job 30:2, in whom old age was perished, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me. They have no benefit except wickedness. So they have to be cut out, man.
The physicians cut off a long disease. That disease is the Edomites. Once the Yahushua comes and finishes with their purpose of rebuilding the kingdom, they have to be exterminated forever.
Well, they're going to be in the kingdom. I mean, we're going to build it up. Okay. We're going to build it up. But then there's going to be a time they're going to be there, but there's going to be there as servants. Right? But then they're going to be done away with. So it's not like as soon as it's done, okay, it's the last brick, they're going to put all of them together. There'll be a time period of point. You know what I'm saying? That's why you shake and put the last stone in. No, it's not the right one, boy. Not the right one. Stop stalling,
Get it well, bro.
This is the book of Revelation 11 and 18. And the nations were angry.
You know what I'm saying? They're going to be like the last he dropped the stone.
And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged.
Right. That's right. Go ahead.
And that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth.
Shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. That only applies to the Edomites. That doesn't apply to the what do you call it, the Sikh in India. It doesn't apply to them. Yeah, they're pooping in their rivers. All right? That doesn't mean that they're destroying the earth. Okay? That's one little section. Esau's responsible for the pollution of the whole planet. Okay? And there are other parts where Elam doesn't do that. So it's just one little section. No, okay, we're just going to destroy these Elamites are going to have to be. No, this is speaking about the Edomite nation who has polluted the whole planet. Hold on, we got Job.
The book of Job 9 and 20 and 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is it?
Right, so the earth is given into the hands of the Edomites. So when it says, thou hast destroyed thy land, it's speaking about the earth, the whole planet. Okay, Esau has destroyed the whole planet, literally. The planet is sick, okay, under the rulership of this devil. All right? So what did the Lord say that because thou hast destroyed thy land? Let's go back there.
It says, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people,
Right, the people meaning the people that he had rulership over, which includes us, the Israelites. And that's the most important that the Lord cares about. Okay, and then it's dealing with the other nations as well. Right?
The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned.
Right, meaning they're not going to have a good name. All right, their name is going to be very low in the kingdom. Right. Okay, they're being found out now, and I just pray. I gotta put up more prayers that the Lord expose these devils faster and more abundantly. Man. There's a lot of false information, a lot of false history, a lot of things that are hidden. Okay, right.
Prepare slaughter.
That's why they're fighting against critical race theory, because that goes into the intricacies of their history. Go ahead.
Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers.
For what?
For the iniquity of their fathers.
So does that say to forget the past? No, that says remember the past and remember the works of their fathers.
That's right.
This is what the Most High said. God said that. All right? Yahweh.
That's right.
Go ahead.
That they do not rise, nor possess the land,
Right?
nor fill the face of the world with cities.
Right. That's going to be in the kingdom. Because in the kingdom, they're going to be in slavery under us. All right? Newsflash. All right? Y'all are going into slavery under us. That's newsflash. That's prophecy 101. Okay? But after that, they're going to be exterminated. Right? And it's poetic justice because they tried to exterminate so many people. So that's how the Lord really, he created a beautiful story. You know, in the villain, he tried to do this and that, and then he ends up, let's say he's trying to create a machine to put like these people into, to have it where they burn, you know? Yeah, and then he ends up at the end of the movie, he ends up getting pushed in the machine, and the machine closes.
That's
Haman. Yeah, Haman and Mordecai. Yep.
Oh, that's Haman, beautiful, Salaki. But that's it. Matter of fact,
Into the same
got
trap.
Haman? Got Haman? Super jumping. Go ahead, bring that up. But that's how the Most High created this story called life. And that's what's going to end up happening.
This is the book of Psalms 7 and verse 15.
Beautiful, man.
He made a pit and digged it, and it's...
Let's give y'all by Shemel a shot. Let's give y'all by Shemel a shot. Read that, please.
This is Psalm 7 and verse 15. He made a pit and digged it.
He made a pit and digged it as a trap. Go ahead.
And has fallen into the ditch which he made.
He'll fall into his own ditch. Okay? That's called poetic justice, man. Go ahead.
It says his mischief shall return upon his own head.
Right?
And his violent dealings.
And his violent dealings, go ahead,
shall come down upon his own
it's
hate.
gonna fall back upon him. Okay? That's the beauty of that's called the circle of judgment. Oh, doesn't the Lord say the Lord said my judgment is like a ring. Okay, so you reap what you sow. What comes out, you know, what you put out there is gonna come back to you, man. It doesn't matter how long it takes or how long it seems to take. The judgment is always prepared. Okay?
So it says, so the scripture says the Lord is not mocked. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. Okay?
Yep. Bring it up.
This is the book of Proverbs 26 and 27. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein.
right.
And he that rolleth the stone, it will return upon him.
That's it. And that's how, and ultimately the Most High is the one that's controlling all of that. See, he controls this world. He controls the rulers of this world. The scripture says that the heart of the king is in the hand of the Lord. So he's controlling what the king, what these rulers want to do and what they, you know, what they think is their purpose. But it's all for his purpose, man. That's what you don't understand. Go ahead.
This is the book of Job 15 and 6.
Yep.
Thine own mouth condemneth thee,
Yep.
and not I. Yea, thine own lips testify against me.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Go ahead.
This is 2 Ezra 5 and verse 42. And he said unto me, I will liken my judgment unto a ring.
Right. Meaning what? It goes back around. What goes around comes around, like they say, right? That's the Lord's judgment. See, they want to see what Esau's trying to do. He's trying to cut the ring in half. That's what Esau's trying to really cut the ring in half and say, no, now it's about love, right? When they were beating us and hanging us and exterminating the so-called Native Americans, they were bringing the Bible with them. But it wasn't about all love back then. You understand what I'm saying? But now that we're speaking against those atrocities, right? Now they're being called out. Now it's all about love. No. Oh, there's a caveat, you know? You're like, wait a minute, well, okay, well, the Bible says you read it. No, there's a caveat. Now it's all about love. You think the Most High is going to honor that garbage, man? Absolutely not, man. You got to pay, man. Go ahead, man.
It says, like as there is no slackness of the last, even so there is no swiftness of the first. Sister. That's telling you. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. I'm gonna get that one body spirit. Go ahead. I read that again tonight. This is 2 Ezra 5 and verse 42. And he said unto me, I will liken my judgment unto a ring. Like as there is no slackness of the last, right, even so there is no swiftness of the first. Right, meaning it's all, everything is going to come back, right? Through wickedness, it's going to come back to you. Point blank period. It doesn't matter how long it takes. All right? What you got, bro?
This is the book of, real quick, this is the book of Romans, chapter 13 and 10. Love worketh no ill to his neighbor. Therefore, love
worketh no ill to his neighbor. Like I said, they try to make the judgment of the Lord not what it is now, because they see that judgment is going to come back on them. Right. So now it's all about love. Now the Bible is 100% about love. No. The Bible is about judgment. Right. All right? Righteousness. Okay? And about his people. So now we got to deal with that. Now we got to deal with what did you do to his people. Right? We got to deal with all that. All that has to be answered for. Okay? You can't just, man, now it's all about love. Right? When you were lynching and hanging Jake, cutting off their members, right? Cutting off their balls and all that. It wasn't about love back then. So when did it turn to be about love? When was the transition? Oh, it happened in Doors, right? Look, Martin Luther 68, see? This is when the true understanding came out. This is when the Holy Spirit came upon us. Oh, conveniently. The Holy Spirit came when it's time for your judgment. Conveniently, right? It descended as a dove. Right, man. Don't listen to the devil, man. All right, don't listen to the devil. Because the devil will tell you love, love, love. But the scriptures say that what the enemy speaks sweetly with his lips.
This is the book of Nahum 1 and 3. The Lord is slow to anger and great in power.
It's slow, so it doesn't matter how long it takes now. It's gonna come. Right.
And will not at all acquit the wicked.
And they're not going to be acquitted. I don't care how long. I don't care if it takes 500 years. They're not going to be acquitted. The judgment is prepared already, man. The longer the Lord builds it up, the more great the destruction. See, if the Lord wanted to leave it to be 40 years, he said we got a slap on the wrist, man. But he didn't do enough yet. That's what I'm saying? 40 years, okay. He didn't do enough yet. Okay? But now the Lord's building it up so that what? When Esau gets in the kingdom, he's going to be tormented, and then he's going to be done away with.
That's right.
But this is the book of Ecclesiastes 12 and 14. For the Most High shall bring every work into judgment.
That's right.
With every secret thing, whether it be good
Ecclesiastes 8:11.
or whether it be evil.
Whether it be good or whether it be evil, everything's going to come to light, man. All right? And there's a judgment for it, man. There's a repayment for it, man. You see what I'm saying to you? You got Ecclesiastes, man. Ecclesiastes 8 and verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. Right, because the judgment ain't happened right there and then. Go ahead. Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Right, that's why they think that the Lord was with them. And they think the Lord is not he doesn't see what's going on. And look, the judgment is already written. They're already basically. We're just telling you the sentence. There's nothing you can do to reverse it either. All right? Right. The damage is done. There ain't nothing you can do to reverse it. There ain't nothing you can do to bring back the judgment. The judgment is going to come, whether you like it or not. And from there too, this life is basically a big movie. Yeah? You know, there's cameras everywhere. Who are those cameras? The angels. You know, in Proverbs it tells you that the eyes of the Lord go in every place, beholding the good and the evil. So Esau, all the deeds that he has committed against the people of the Lord, it's been seen, man. It's been caught on the camera, man. And the Most High is going to require judgment. You know, unlike in this system where Esau could basically erase the videos, you know, and then get scot-free from the judgment. Yo, with the Most High, it's not like that, man. Everything's recorded. All the receipts, the Most High has it, man. Even time here, it's not perceived on the same level. It tells you that 1,000 years is as one day to the Lord. So you have 1,000 years of wickedness that you have done to be accounted for, man. And it's only been one day with the Lord, man. All those evidence, only one day, man. That's why the Lord's going to bring that judgment, man. Well, it said that the Lord, Yahweh Shai, he's mad about what happened to him 2,000 years ago. So how much more is he mad about what happened to his people now? Or like what happened a few years ago? Yeah. 10 decades, whatever you want to say. A few minutes, right?
because it's still happening now. But let's say decades it was more, it was worse, right? The Lord didn't forget about that, man. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 16 and verse 17. For mine eyes are upon all their ways. They are not hid from my face.
That's right.
Neither is their iniquity hid from mine eyes.
That's right. Their iniquities is not hid from the eyes of the Lord, man. All right? So they can live in denial all they want, man. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 18. And first I will recompense their iniquity and their sin double, because they have defiled my land. They have filled mine inheritance with the carcasses of their detestable and abominable things.
Woo! They defile the land of the Lord too. That's another thing, man. They're in the Holy Land doing all kind of manner of wickedness, man. All right? They don't belong in that land, man. Okay? What are they doing? They're doing nothing wickedness in that land, man. You see? Trying to act like they're the people of the Lord, which is an insult to the Heavenly Father himself. All right? Go ahead. Pass. All right? Which is an insult to the Heavenly Father himself, man. To have such a scummy people like that, man. Everyone, listen, man, everyone knows them people are scumbags. Yeah. They were being kicked out of every place they were at, man. Yeah. All right? Well, Christopher Columbus was one of them. Okay? And he was kicked out. All right? That's why he said, okay, let me go on this voyage. Those were a bunch of criminals and scumbags, man. You see what I'm saying to you? And guess what? Queen Isabella was an Israelite. She was a so-called light-skinned, so-called black woman. King Ferdinand as well. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 26 and verse 10. Let favor be shown.
They were going off because guess what? They actually was allowing them to do that to the Israelites on this side. Right? Which they probably didn't know the ins and outs, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're guilty. They prepared the table for that truth.
This is Isaiah 26 and verse 10. Let favor be shown to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness.
Right.
And the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of Yahweh Ba'ashim.
Yeah, in the land of uprightness, what will he deal unjustly? That's what he's doing in the land of uprightness, man. You're supposed to have the vibration of the Most High. When you're in that land, if I was in that land, I'd be like, damn, the Most High, the eyes is on this land. You know what I mean? You should be watching with Rocket 30. You should be watching what you're doing, man. Nah, Esau said, now we're going to go all out with wickedness. What else you got, bro?
This is Psalms 50 and verse 21. So like not 20, verse 16. But unto the wicked, the Most High saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes?
Right.
Or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth?
Yeah, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, man? What are you wicked Edomites doing to declare the words of the Most High? Put the Bible in your hand, the Torah in your hand, talking about your priests and your rabbis and this and that, man. Okay? Or to telling people to swear on the Bible. Go ahead.
It says, seeing thou hatest instruction.
Seeing you don't do anything in the Bible, man. You promote everything opposite to the scriptures, against the Most High. Go ahead.
As a matter of fact, they want to create their own Bible. Right. You know, they have things, they have their own commandments. Oh, it's that stone that recently got taken out, Georgia Guidestones, his own commandments. That's him, casting away the instruction of the Lord, man.
Right.
That new world system that he's about to bring. Isn't that like casting out the Bible?
Right.
There's nothing, there's nothing of Yahweh Bashim outside with that new system, man. It's all Satanism.
Oh, I know what you mean. Okay, the what's that shit called again? I know what you're talking about, man. I know what you're talking about. The Noahide laws. Yes. Yeah, Noahide laws, which they make that up. But that's all. I believe that's tied to the Talmud. But that's the main. That right there proves those are not the people of the Lord. The fact they made a book called the Talmud, and that's a filthy book. Which, by the way, in that book it tells you there's multiple genders. So that's where you get that shit from, right? Which is all Satanism, right? So what does that have to do with the Bible? It has nothing to do with the Bible, but that's the book they use. But yet, since they're in power, no one criticizes. No one's allowed to criticize. As soon as you criticize them, you're done. You're finished. You're blackballed. Okay? Ask Kanye. Ask Gibson. Ask Mel Gibson. Go ahead, man.
Pertain to the evil in the land. 2 Kings 17 and 24. And the king of Assyria brought men from Babylon, and from Cutha, and from Ava, and from Hamath, and from Shepran, and from places, and placed them in the cities of Samaria, instead of the children of Israel. And they possessed Samaria, and dwelt in the cities thereof. And it was so at the beginning of the dwelling there that they feared not the Lord. Therefore the Lord sent lions among them, which slew some of them. Wherefore they spake to the king of Assyria, saying, the nations which thou hast removed and placed in the cities of Samaria know not the matter of the power of the land. Therefore he sent lions among them, and behold, they slay them, because they know not the matter of the land of the Most High.
Why? Because they weren't keeping the laws of the Most High in the land of the Most High, which is Iran, right? So really the Lord kind of had a level of mercy on them, because he could have let them build up and destroy them. Right? But he allowed them to kind of stay there, but they were keeping the law, statutes. Go ahead, the pastor. All right, they were keeping the laws to a certain degree. All right, that's why at one point they thought they were Israel. They tried to act like they were Israel, but they weren't. See, Esau's in the land. He's not keeping the laws at all. He's doing everything opposite to the laws right now in that land. Okay.
So the king of Assyria commanded, saying, carry thither one of the priests whom ye brought from thence, and let them go and dwell there, and let him teach them the manners of the Most High, of the power of the land.
Right. So you have to teach them how to serve the Yahweh Shem Yahushua, how to basically keep the manners of the land. Like I said, not really serve the Yahweh Shem Yahushua, but keep the manners of the land. Like he even can't serve the Most High.
And again, that's why that woman that spoke to Yahweh Shai was thinking that she was an Israelite.
Right.
That's because that priest was sent there to teach them the ways of the Lord.
Get that account. Deal with the woman. You know? Because that's the service of the Most High is not for them. All right? Matter of fact, still in Ezekiel 36 and 5.
The book of Ezekiel chapter 36 and verse 5. Therefore thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea, which have appointed my land.
Idumea is another way of saying the Edomites, okay? You gotta, why do we always mention the Edomites? Why do we always mention the Esau? Because that's the main character, a main villain in this book of scriptures, which is ruling the earth right now. Right?
Against all Idumea, which have appointed my land into their possessions.
They have appointed the land of the Most High into their possession. Meaning what? They have control of the land of the Most High. Right?
With the joy of all their heart,
right.
With the spiteful minds, to cast it out for a prey.
Right, to pass it out for a prey, man. Okay? Meaning what? That you have different nations fighting over that land. That's what it means. Alright, go ahead.
This is Zechariah 9 and verse 6. And a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, and I will cut off
Now,
the
Ashdod is where? That's in the land of Israel. Bastard meaning what? A fraud. Okay, someone who's a fraud. Alright? That's what they are. They're frauds in there, man. They're portraying that they're the people of the Lord, man, when they're not. Okay? Go ahead. Sit on that? No, those are... Right. And the proof that they're not the people of the Lord, they got to try to make themselves fit the curses. They actually have to, there's something called self-imposed ghettos. How you going to self-impose yourself to a low condition like that? Right? Say, oh, yo, I got enough, I'm a millionaire, but I decided to live in the projects. Right? Pissy hall, where I decided to live there amongst a bunch of grimy jakes. Right? Does that make sense? I'm going to go live in the lowest, in the most poor place in Haiti. Right? But I'm a millionaire, I'm a billionaire. Does that make sense? No, it doesn't make sense. But this is what they did. To what? To fit the curses that are in the Bible that fit the Israelites, the true Israelites. Okay? Okay, go ahead.
Lamentations 5 and 2. Our inheritance is turned to strangers. Our house is to aliens.
Right, inheritance. What is the main inheritance? Our land. Okay, which is the land of Israel. Okay? But anyways, like I said, they have to try to fit those curses. Okay? Now, when you deal with the curse of the hair, they don't got that. They don't have that curse that came upon Judah, the kingdom of Judah. Read that.
This is Isaiah 3 and verse 16. Moreover, the Lord said, because the daughters of Zion are haughty.
Right, and when you read that, the top, it says what? Well, when you read the blue letter, it says the daughters of Judah denounced. So speaking about the kingdom of Judah specifically, this didn't hit the Latin tribes. Okay, because even the dark-skinned Latin tribes, they got the long curly hair. Go ahead.
It says, moreover, the Lord said, because the daughters of Zion are haughty.
Meaning what? Proud, arrogant, high-minded, right?
And walk with stretched forth necks, and wanton eyes, and go and making a tinkling with their feet. Therefore, the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion.
Which meaning, okay, meaning what? Their hair wouldn't grow the way it was supposed to grow, right? Okay? How it used to grow. You understand what I'm saying? That came upon the kingdom of Judah, specifically, man. That's another sign of who we are. That's another sign of who the true Israelites are. Them Amalekites, they don't fit them. They shave their head off purposely. Right? So they try to fit the curse, but they don't fit the curse. What?
And the Lord would discover their secret parts.
Right?
And that day, the Lord would take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet, and their cows, and their round tires like the moon. I'm going to jump to verse 24. It says, the chains and the bracelets and the mufflers and the bonnets and the ornaments of the legs and the headbands and the tablets and the earrings.
Right, because this is dealing with like the substance that we had, right? Dealing with the actual gold, actual real stone, okay? Actual, in abundance. You will see all the daughters of Israel basically had that on, right? All right? Go ahead. Yeah, if you see a chick with a bunch of chains now, you most likely dealing with a drug. Go ahead.
It says the rings and nose jewels, the changeable suits of apparel, and the metals, and the wimples, and the crisping pins, and the glasses.
That was the what? To straighten the hair. That was what the crisping pins was. They changed the style of the hair back then too. Okay? That's not a new thing of straightening the hair. That goes back to the ancient. Okay? Right?
The glasses, the fine linen, and the hoods, and the vials. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink.
Trust me, okay? The kingdom of Judah women, they go through that, man. All right? So-called black women, that's one thing. There's a curse that hit them specifically on a high level, okay? I remember there's this one time one of my brethren was in the movies, bro, and I was like 5 seats down, and I didn't understand what was going on, man. It's the first time I understood that what a terrible smell could be like. All right? And the dude was like, finally, they were playing in there, and I said, yo, I look at my other brethren, and yo, what's that smell, Ak? Right? And we look, bro, and say, yo, how this man is sustaining that? How is he surviving that? And that was a Judite, What? Because that's part of that curse, man. Yeah, the Edomite, the women in general nowadays don't smell too good, but there's another level of the kingdom of Judah. Another level. Go ahead. And that goes back to what we're reading, man. The curse that was put upon him from Yahweh Shai. Right? Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink.
Yep.
And instead of a girdle, a rent.
Meaning what? You'll be out of shape. What was Kevin Samuels always saying? You guys are the most out of shape. Right? Why? Because what? Because of this curse that we're reading. It's really beyond the physical. It really goes back to the curse. But guess what? The Lord put the spirit on them not to go to the gym. The Lord put the spirit on them to eat over excessively. Right? And them Amalekites don't have that curse. The Amalekites be skinny as hell, man. All right? So that shows that that doesn't fit them, man. That does not fit them. Read that again, that last part.
It says, and instead of a girdle, a rent.
A rent, meaning she was out of shape. See, that was all part of the curse. That was all part of what came upon the kingdom of Judah. And that's mainly the kingdom. Now, I see, that don't hit the land tribes like that. I mean, there's certain land tribes that's out of shape, sure, but not in the abundance of it. They're not even looking to maintain this. You understand what I'm saying to you? I seen a land tribe in the gym working pregnant. I mean, like 8 months pregnant, she was at the gym working outside. 8 months. I go to the gym, I still don't see you. You say you see the Judah when went to the gym, you what? I know you see a couple, but okay, cool. But I go to multiple of them, man. I don't see, when I say, I don't mean you see a 1-2 in there. I mean you see someone consistently always in there. And on top of that, they're already in shape. I don't see that, brother. You see that in your gym?
You gotta go to P9.
P9? Okay, P9, okay, cool. Bet. So he said he's putting in a petition.
No, but I see that.
I got you. And being honest, but I'm just saying, compared to the Edomites and the other nations, they're not doing it. Trust me.
That's true.
Go ahead.
And instead of a girdle, a rent. And instead of well
Which that's
set,
even a thing that they say is the same problem in the States. You know, because their mindset is take me as I am, however I am, you know, you're lucky to have me like that. You know, that's their mindset. 'Cause that's that pride in them. Really, because they don't really look at you as much. They don't look at Jake as much. You understand what I'm saying? Them other women, they look at them like, yo, I gotta get it. I gotta know he's not gonna accept this and that. You understand what I'm saying to you? That's a telltale sign of how she thinks about you. Right. Good.
and instead of well set hair, baldness.
Woo! So who fixed that, man? Alopecia, man. Them Jakes be catching that alopecia. Jake. All right? Why? And part of the reason is because the Lord put the spirit on them to put all that goddamn chemicals in their head. Get the goddamn, what do you call that? Lace fronts. All right? So when you keep that damn glue up in there too long, man, basically it becomes a part of your skull. Right? And some of them are so dumb. If I see a chick with that for 2 weeks, past 2 weeks, then I don't want to do it. Then I don't want to deal with it. Which I don't even deal with the end of it, so I don't have that problem. But then if I can, I don't want to see that. Okay? Because under that, we don't know what's under it. We don't know magnets, we don't know what's under it. Bed bugs. We don't know what's under it. Have a colony, you know what I mean?
And instead of well set hair, baldness. And instead of a stomacher, a girding of sackcloth. And burning instead of beauty.
Hey, guess what? In the kingdom, guess what? Our women are going to be the top women on the earth.
That's right.
Okay, in the kingdom. All right? Right? But all of this, and then on top of that, the worst attitude. And on top of that, no order. Brother, listen, man. Don't feel bad to deal with Edomite. Some of the dudes, I'll be like, yo, let's go deal with an Edomite. I'll be watching the videos that he get mad at me recording it. Yo, you can't cheat on me. She's like, so what? So what? So what? You know, she be in the camera, I don't care. I did it. I saw my head, I'm like, what did this get an Asian woman? What's this guy still there talking? Go to the bar. Go to a Japanese themed bar or something. Go get an Ammonite, brother. That's your problem, man. Go ahead, man. You just sit here and argue. You know, and it looks so weak, like it just, how good you, man. And she's all masculine. She's like, so what? Yeah, I did it. And what? You just a side piece. Oh, this have the hair thing doing your hair. But then, you know, ends up on the news. This man beat his woman to death. We gotta feel sorry for the whole thing. Okay.
Deuteronomy 28 and 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not venture to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness.
Right, but that's when they were feminine. Okay, that's when they were super feminine. Okay, believe it or not, the Judah, the kingdom of Judah. Right, go ahead.
Her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom. And toward
that's no more true than now. That's no more true than now. Okay? You got certain of them, they got group chats and shit talking about they want to abort Jake's children. Okay? So what's that about? But then they got so much demons on them, they're still sleeping with Jakes and still dealing with Jakes. So it's like, yo, they're not right. It's not right. If you got damage hatred, why you still want to be popped? Like, it doesn't make why. Why you still want to have sex with me? It doesn't make it. You got problems, man. Got mental fucking problems. Trust me. What?
her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter.
So that's all part of that curse. It's all part of that curse. All right? Which, especially when you go to the hood and shit like that. It's like, hey, get over here, you nappy head dog. You just like your father, you know what I'm saying? That type of shit. And then the kid grows up with low self-esteem because his whole life, you know what I mean? You're getting shit on him. All right? What you got, bro? Go ahead, bro. This is Deuteronomy. And then he, guess what? He doesn't value himself and he doesn't value his own brother. And that's how he moves around the earth. Huh?
That's
pretty good.
This is Job 39 and verse 16. She is hardened against her young ones as though they were not hers.
Right.
Job 39 and verse 16. She is hardened against her young ones as though they were not hers. Her laborings in vain without fear.
That's it. Well, that's why they go to get the children deleted, right? Like how you delete a file, right? So that's how you delete your children, okay? Because their hearts are hardened against you. You know, they justify themselves. Oh, I'm too young. I gotta go to the club. I gotta chill. I don't like it like that. Or whatever the fuck you want to say. They justify putting it in death. Right? So that's all part of that curse. And they're leading in that. They're leading in that that deletion. Okay? Children.
Lamentation 4:3. Even the sea monsters draw out the breast. They give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people has become cruel, like the ostrich in the wilderness.
Yeah, well, that's why there was a billboard that used to be like in America said it's safe. The most dangerous place for a black child is in the womb of a black woman. And there used to be an actual billboard about that. I was surprised that even went up. But that used to be up there. The apostles used to always reference that billboard. Okay.
Statistic that says between 70 and 60 now, it says over 20 million children have been gone through abortions by their mother.
Use the word deletion.
So-called black woman.
Yep.
You know, she's responsible for killing over 20 million children.
Right? And then you got Jakes, certain of the men that are with it too, because they'll give them the money to go do that shit. Okay? Certain of these dudes will do that shit too, so they're not guiltless either. Right? But you see how wicked these people are. Okay? And they're gonna get paid back for that too. Alright? Because really that was all a plan of the Edomite, right? The so-called white man. Alright? And woman, alright? Because you have the Margaret Sanger. She said it, right? She's the founder of one of the founders of the Planned Parenthood. She said that she doesn't want the word to go out that what she wants to exterminate the Negro race. Is that love? Does that sound like love to you? Huh? No, but guess what? How did she do that? Through what? Promoting it as health. Oh no, you know, it's called planned, like you're trying to plan parenthood. You might not be financially stable. You know what I mean? So the best thing for you to do is to get rid of it. Okay? And then they gave you feminism and shit like that, which also further pushed in on his mind that she has the ultimate power to do what the hell she wants to do.
So like if I may add too, ultimately that goes back to the fight for that blessing, you know, from Jacob and Esau, man. You know, because when Jacob received the blessing, what did Esau say? You know, he was mad. Therefore, he sought out to kill Jacob, man. You know, and we're seeing that same nature here with Esau trying to do it as a race, man. Because what? He wants to heap the blessing into himself. But we know that that's not going to happen, man. You're not going to get the blessing. The blessing's for us. So all your plans that you made, trying to, you know, make our women delete, you know, their seed, man. You know, that's not going to work, man.
It's not going to work. Because Jake is still still outpopulated. Even with all that.
That's what happened in Egypt, right? The more the oppression, you know, the Pharaoh oppressed us as a nation, what? We multiplied, man. So the more oppression that you bring, concocting plans to lead us as a nation, hey, the Most High is going to repopulate us even more, man.
Get that. Get where he told the midwives. Pharaoh told the midwives, so he told them the same thing, to get rid of the Hebrews, specifically the sons. That was the main thing, to get rid of the sons. Right? Why? Because that's when you knock out the sons, the lineage stops. The daughter can't pass down. Only the son can pass down. Right? Go ahead.
This is Exodus 1 and verse 11. Therefore they did set over them. Matter of fact, verse 10. It says, matter of fact, verse 8. It says, now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. And he said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we.
Right, see, because they were always scared about the might of Israel. All right, they knew that Israel was better. Even just like these Edomites, they know we're better than them. Okay, deep down, they know what's up. They know who the superior is deep down. See, they're really threatened by Jim. That's why, you know, when you go to Black Wall Street, you go into these different things where they destroy. That was based upon it being a threat to them. That's why they got to constantly make sure that you're in a low state. They got to constantly promote folly and gangster rap, and all kind of madness to you, right? So that what? You're constantly in that low state because they fear you rising past them. All right? Read that again.
And it says, and he said unto his people, behold, the children of Israel are more and mightier than we.
Right, more population and mightier in strength. Okay, go ahead.
It says, come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply. And it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies.
So that's why it said they dealt wisely. They used their mind to try to what? To overtake us. See what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And fight against us, and so get them up out of the land. Therefore, they did set over them taskmasters, and afflicted them with their burdens.
Right.
And they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramses. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied.
But the thing is this: why do they want to afflict them so much? Why do they want them to constantly be in labor? Because when you're constantly working, you don't have time to think. You don't have time to plot. You don't have time. You don't need to train. If your whole thing is you have to work, that's all your mind is set upon. That's why they got these people in a rat race and they really don't. They're not able to do much. Okay? Wake up, go to work, come home, right? It's basically just chill for a bit and sleep. You understand? Because it's constant work, constant work, constant work. That's why they did that. So that they didn't have time to plot or to come up with any type of devices. Right?
So like I watched the Elder Spirit Wind Judah. He went into that topic. He went into how the fact that like that rat race and always constantly having to work, it affects the mind because a human is supposed to have at least 30 days off in like a year. That's what he said, you know, so you can get your mind off that cycle, so you can be more to exercise your creativity also. You know, it's better on your mind. So that being in that constant rat race, always clocking in, having to wake up to an alarm, that brings your vibration down.
Yeah.
You know?
You need breaks.
Yeah, you need breaks. Yes.
Yeah, breaks make you more productive.
Yes.
In any sports, you know, you take a break and you come back stronger. You know what I'm saying? For instance, Floyd Mayweather, we took that year off, came back and came back stronger. You know?
Well, in certain places in Europe, they have it where if you work a certain period of time, they'll give you like a 3 weeks off. So a certain period of time, they get a lot of breaks over there, right? And guess what? They find that the productivity is a lot higher when they do it that way. Because you ain't just overusing it, over-abusing it. Just like if you overuse the land, you're gonna get less. You're gonna get more, you're gonna get less. Yeah, that's right. It's a big guard. That's right.
You know, like you finish you work 8 hours of your day. You get back home, like you're already tired, you know, and then you have to manage the little hours that you have left, and then you have to sleep to go back and do the next stage, and then you have 1 day, 2 days off. You know,
it's for anything, right? Even with a woman, right? You smashing every day. After a while, it's gonna be alright. You know what I mean? But if you come back, you ain't seen her in a week, 2 weeks, right? You know, gonna deal with her fresh new. You don't give her the business, man. She don't cook it clean after that.
let's get
Go ahead.
This is a segment from this book, Black Indians. It says here, speaking of the Edomites, it says, speaking of the land, it says, they compel her to produce out of season, and when sterile, she is made to take medicine in order to produce again. All this is sacrilege.
Speaking about how the Edomites dealt with the land.
It says, they claim this mother of ours, the earth, for their own use, and fence their neighbors away from her and deface her.
Read that again. Go up to the top. Read that where you're at. All right. Yeah. That's right.
It says these people have made many rules that the rich may break, but the poor may not. They offer religion in which the poor worship, but the rich will not. They even take tithes of the poor and weak to support the rich and those who rule. They claim this mother of ours, the earth, for their own use, and fence their neighbors away from her, and deface her with their buildings, and their refuse. They compel her to produce out of season, and when sterile, she is made to take medicine in order to produce again.
Yeah. So God went into the fact that they're defacing the earth with all these buildings, destroying the earth. Okay, you're supposed to have trees around it, right? You shouldn't have to be walking, where am I going to use the bathroom? There should be trees everywhere. You understand what I'm saying? So that's how it was in the nature. Because trees bring a certain vibration, okay? And also it gives you obviously oxygen, all right, but it gives you a certain vibration as well, all right? A good vibration. You're in a place you constantly, you look outside, you see gray buildings, and that's a negative vibration.
And if I may add too, I was out there with the trees and stuff too, you know? So it brought a certain level of calmness, you know? And I felt at ease, man. And when I came to the city, yo, a lot of noise, a lot of, you know, a lot of demons.
There's a lot of demons out there, a lot of demons in this country.
Leviticus
No,
25.
no,
This is about
Go ahead.
Is that the last side? Yeah. Okay, bring that up. Oh, you got it right. Go ahead.
Leviticus 25 and 3. 6 years thou shalt sow thy field, and 6 years thou shalt prune thy vineyard, and gather in the fruits thereof.
Yeah.
But in the 7th year shall be the Sabbath of rest unto the land.
So you're supposed to use the land for 6 years, and then on the 7th, you're supposed to let it rest. Okay? The land needs to rest too. The earth needs to rest as well. Right?
A Sabbath for the Lord. Thou shalt neither sow thy field nor prune thy vineyard.
Right, but Esau doesn't stop. He overuses the land. He goes even beyond that, you know? He'll have things growing out of season. He'll have things growing in seasons like it's supposed to be growing.
That's
All
why.
right, so
That's why it says that he's as death and cannot be satisfied.
yeah, he's as death. He's as death. His insatiableness makes him as death.
Because he has no patience to wait for the Sabbath, for the Sabbath of the land. Because even after the Sabbath of the land, it tells you that the land is going to give more increase. But Esau, since he loves instant gratification, he doesn't have the patience to wait.
Well, he doesn't live by faith. The scripture says the just will live by faith. He doesn't live by faith. He don't believe. He's not believing that. He does not believe in the faith of the faith. That's okay. He's doing what he wants to get his knowledge by any means necessary. And he'll do anything to get it.
That's why it's even hard to find watermelons with seeds in it. Black seeds, I'm telling you, it's a hard job to find one. Grapes with seeds.
Yeah, the grapes.
But watermelon, bro.
Because he knows Jake's on watermelons. Make sure you can find that. This is Jeremiah 51 and verse 25. Behold,
And then the oranges ain't right. The oranges just ain't right. You know, orange, like too much goddamn juice and shit. Like, what's going on here? Like, the oranges just ain't right. There's no seeds in it. You know it. You just know it's GMO. That's why I had to throw up a whole pack of oranges away. So now this is bullshit. Right? This man can destroy the whole earth. He can destroy the whole earth. Right?
this is Jeremiah 51 and verse.
So congratulations with your high IQ. Very high. Which is stupid because first of all, the word intelligence literally means to choose between. Okay? Meaning judge, to be a judge. They don't know how to judge the earth. They destroy the earth. And they're destroying the people as well. What kind of judge would pollute the air that he has to breathe himself? Pollute the water that he give the okay for some of the dumb chemicals in the water to save money, save costs, right? Instead of destroying things what they say, the ethical way, so to speak. These particular chemicals. That's not a dude of wisdom. That's not a dude of judgment. That's a low IQ person, man.
Because he's a servant. A servant is made to take orders, not to give orders. That's why the earth is in the condition that it is. Right. Esau doesn't have he can't make the proper judgment. Right. That's point blank period. He can't make the proper judgment.
And that's why he got to be a slave. That's why he got to be in captivity. And he doesn't need a land. What does he need a land for? He can't manage it. He can't judge his own land. He needs to be in captivity.
Just as it says, woe to you when you're king.
Ecclesiastes 10 and 16. Woe to thee, O land, when thy king is a child.
The whole land. To the land. Not only to the people, but the land itself too.
And thy princes eat in the morning.
Sirach 10 and 3. An unwise king destroyed his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited.
Right. I want to deal with something though. When it said that princes eat in the morning, their first thought is not supposed to be to eat. First one, that whole breakfast thing, that's the Edomites came up with that shit. Native Americans weren't eating 3 times. They would eat when they were hungry. You know what I mean? They would eat like when they're, But the Edomites came with, now we got to eat 3 times a day, which is insatiable, which is gluttony. Really, that's gluttony, man. Eating 3 times a day like that. Big full meals, man. By the way, breakfast was that was marketing, man. The reason why people eat breakfast today, that was all marketing. Going back to a guy known as the father of propaganda, Edomite. He made it where, because it said the meat companies were not making as much money, so they were trying to go to him to make more money. So what he did was he started to say the most important meal of the day is breakfast. You know, and then what he included in that was bacon. So how the hell could that be healthy? The most toxic meat. That's what you gotta eat for the first thing in the morning, which is not even really meat. All right? Right? So they said that, right? So that's the most important part of the day. And they started making commercials about it. So everyone would what? Now they started to eat breakfast. So, oh shoot, I better eat breakfast. It's the most important part of the day. Most important meal of the day. That's all propaganda, man. Okay? Before that, in the ancient world, we would eat at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock be our first meal. You know? And then we'd stop eating by 7. Okay, so we were constantly intermittent fasting, man. That's part of our culture. But Esau, the so-called white man, he came with this damn 3 meals a day shit, which is really gluttony. The natives were like, we don't eat. Like, why are we gonna eat when we're not hungry, right? But they looked at that as savagery. You understand what I'm saying? But really, how they eat is savage, because that's not. A dog doesn't know when he's full. A dog don't know. You put food in front of him, he's gonna eat. Right? He doesn't know, okay, that's enough. Right? So you're supposed to really just eat when you're hungry. Point blank period.
But the word breakfast doesn't mean like break fast.
It means to break the fast.
Yeah.
Right. But the thing is that we didn't eat in the morning. We didn't eat in the morning. You understand what I'm saying? You would do tasks and so on and so forth. And then you'll eat later on. You understand what I'm saying?
And even the food, so even the food that was prepared, it took time.
It took time, yeah, it took time.
It's not something that just heat up in the microwave, or you can just do real quick, or you can make an Uber delivery.
Right.
It's something you have to slaughter the lamb. You have to judge the blood. Prepare seasoning. It was a work itself. Preparing a meal was a work itself.
Right. It was a process. It was like an event. It's like a whole event. When you ate. But the thing is that we didn't eat them more. Like I said, even me now, I do them workouts, I do heavy lifts and all that shit. I do that on an empty stomach. I don't eat meat first. I might eat my meals after that. I go through a whole half of the day, and I don't eat.
And when it comes to
like that's but even now I didn't eat a meal yet. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't eat a meal. Okay? Sure, I had a smoothie, but usually I don't even have a smoothie. I don't have no smoothie. Okay, and I just go and just eat later on after camp and all that. Okay, and I have full of energy, man. I ain't sluggish. All right, but that's all propaganda. That's what this devil's all about. He's all about propaganda and deception, man.
And again, when it comes to breaking that fast, that you came from that sleep, you have to go moderately. You can't overcharge your body with food. You should really drink tea. You should drink ginger tea. You should drink smoothies, liquid. Drink liquids to get your body set up for the rest of the day, man.
That's right.
It shouldn't be, like the brother said, bacon, indulging in grease and things of that nature. Pancakes, it's not.
Yeah. How's that healthy? You got paid. That's like a patient. It's like a patient. And how good these pancakes taste.
Because again, because when you sleep and when you fast, break fast, that's your body recovering from the previous day. So now if you come back from that cleanse and then you put more garbage inside you, that's counter-effective. That's why you should drink liquids, eat fruits. And then when it comes to 1, 2, that's where you should be eating your first meal.
And you should really start your day off with fruits. You gotta eat something first with fruits. Because fruits give you energy. You don't eat fruits. You're not supposed to really eat fruits in the evening. You're supposed to really eat that early in the day when the sun is out. And later on you eat nuts and stuff like that. You know what I mean? That's really how it's supposed to be. You see, Esau done made everything back. He got his whole the pyramid, the health. Remember that shit? That was all propaganda, man. You telling me part of a healthy diet is white bread? Huh? which is a main cause of diabetes.
Yeah, you see, hey,
So this man is the devil, man. All we could call him is the devil. That's all we could call him.
it's like just to add real quick, because it's beneficial to him. Right, when you eat 3 meals a day. Because what does that mean? He gets more subscribers to come to his pharmacies to get more drugs, to get more money. You know? Now you have diabetes. Now you have this, that, the third. Now you got to take a medication for the rest of your life to deal with it. To deal with that, with that, with that ailment. You know? He sees the profit. That's why he propagandas breakfast, lunch, dinner, so on and so forth. And all those foods are foods that's not profitable for the body. You know, on all 3 of them, there's meats. All 3 there's meats, man.
Let him read this real quick first. Let him read this real quick. Read that.
Psalms 50 and verse, I'm going to start 18.
Yep.
When thou sawest a thief, then thou consentest with him. And thou hast been partaker with adulterers. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit.
So their tongue frames deceit. Okay? They push out lies. They push out falsehood. Give me Psalms 144. Give me Psalms 144. If you have another one, read it.
This is Psalms 52 and verse 2.
Psalms 144.
It says,
And get me dealing with the diet. Position coming up.
matter of fact, verse 1, it says, why boastest thyself in thy mischief, O mighty man? The goodness of the Most High endureth continually.
Yep.
Thy tongue deviseth mischief,
Right.
like a sharp razor working deceitfully.
Their tongue is like a weapon. Their tongue is a weapon. Okay, the things they push out, the propaganda they push out is as a weapon. You know, the legislation they sign is as a weapon. Okay? Or the Indian Removal Act, that was a weapon. Okay, that was a weapon for them to justify their wickedness, their violence. You know? Right.
It says, thou lovest evil more than good, and lying rather than to speak righteousness.
Yep.
Salah, thou lovest all devouring words, O thou deceitful tongue.
Right, and their words are really, really deadly. Okay, like we're going into how they created propaganda for the food. All right, for the food that these people eat today. Okay, even these, so like I want to say something real quick. Even when you go into these particular fast food joints, the images they have on the wall would be like a fresh fruit. Like fresh tomatoes, fresh this and that, to give the image of that food is actually organic and healthy. That's all propaganda, okay? Because I've been to one of those meetings where those people that work for those companies, they were asking these questions like, what looks better to you? Like you go to a restaurant, this, that, and they answer the questions. You know what I mean? The overwhelming people say what? To see what? Fresh foods on the as pictures on the walls, because that gives the impression that it's healthy. So that's all witchcraft. That's all witchcraft. That's all propaganda.
Even with their commercials, even with the way they promote their things, it's nothing but witchcraft.
Yep.
You know, sometimes they don't even it's not even the real product. You know?
Yeah, it's glue and shit.
When they say cereals, you know, even the milk is just like it's just cardboard, like a little bit of milk or whatever. But if they have an apple, they will sprinkle it with something to make it shine. You know, all sorts of madness. They're crafty with their lies. You know, when they're lying, they go all the way with it.
They even do that now, right? Like even if you go to the grocery store, that has wax on it, particular wax on those apples. And how vain and stupid can you be to cover that with some toxic just to make it look good? Like, it's just, I mean, this guy, and they're supposed to have high IQs, right? You go to the Middle East, they ain't doing that shit. You go to Africa, they ain't doing that. They give it to you as is. But then you got to go to the organic section when food is supposed to be organic to begin with. Go ahead, man.
You have grass-fed beef. Yeah. What about the rest of the beef? You know, what are the
other ones? But they gotta brag about it. Oh, my beef is grass-fed. So what's going on with the other ones? You gotta brag like it's a place to, you know, grain-fed chicken. What's feeding your chicken? I thought chickens only eat grain and stuff like that.
That's crazy.
100% or 100. Yo, this man is the devil. Go ahead.
This is the word propaganda under a regular Google definition. It says information, especially of a biased or misleading nature.
So it's misleading information. Good.
Used to promote or publicize a particular political cause or a point of view.
Right, and that's what they did with the food industry. That's what they do with all these industries. Okay, even the diamond industry. Diamonds are not as precious as they make it seem. Okay, really, what do you call that? Onyx stones and things like that are more precious than diamonds. Diamonds are common, but what they did, they promoted it to the women, right? And they had that different things. So diamond is forever. If he loves you, he's gonna buy you a diamond. And you know how easy it is to deceive a woman. You can ask a serpent, right? It's easy to deceive a woman. So they promoted that to them, and then all they wanted, what they wanted those diamonds. But it's not that expensive to get diamonds. Diamonds are actually common. Right?
I mean, add two real quick. What proves that this whole system's of propaganda, and even Babylon within itself, do not they promote that American dream, right? That's a propaganda within itself. Because when you come to Babylon, you realize, yo, it's not the American dream, man. You know, you have homeless people everywhere. Look at Los Angeles. You know, shit on the floors and shit. You know, so it's not the dream, yo. The whole Babylon, man, is just a whole propaganda, man. They paint it to you as a goodly looking woman, but you go within it, it's a whore, man. There's all type of diseases inside, man.
That's the point I was gonna make. From the outside, it looks fabulous.
Yeah.
It looks glamorous, you know. And then once you come in here,
Especially like in the movies. Especially in the movies, they promote it as being that glorious place. You know, all the movies, it's New York. You know, the Madison Square, you know?
New York, yeah.
See, all the movies are there, you know, the Statue of Liberty. They promote it like, yo, this place, all America is like that. You know, but again, when you actually get there, you see, in the morning it's clean, at night it's not even at night, a couple hours later, it's a mess. You know?
The video that came out exposing Paris, you know, it was dirty. It's not what it's promoted as, you know.
And then he was going into like the food. He was going into how the food was terrible.
At McDonald's.
Yeah, but when you go out into those French restaurants, I don't go there. That's just crap. I mean, the expensive French is garbage. Absolute garbage. Expensive. They don't season the food right. You know, there's nothing special there. It's just the way they present it, you know? They present it nice, they'll draw like, they'll use the chocolate, cause them to draw a heart. But other than that, it's, what else, man? Well, go ahead,
Yeah, just for this point. Revelation 17:7. And the angel said unto me, wherefore this thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carry her, which had the 7 heads and the 10 horns. The point is that he was marveling at that.
Right, that's right. Yeah, that's right, brother. Go into it, brother.
The point is that he was marveling at that. At her, you know, because he found her so pretty.
Yep.
But in reality, is
right under her skirt. It's all filthy.
This is Isaiah 47 and verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no room, O daughter of the Chaldees. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstone and grind mills. Uncover thy locks. Make bare the leg. Uncover the thigh. Pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered.
Right.
Yea, thy shame shall be seen.
That's going into their shame. That's what's being exposed. Okay? All those things that Paul was speaking about, that's them being exposed. See, because they painted themselves as something good, right? But now the truth is starting to come out about it. All right? The homeless problem, the drug problem, the jail problem, all these different problems they have, right? The wickedness they did around the earth. Okay, all that is coming out. All right?
Even these heathens are even realizing that now, man. You know, you speak to one of these heathens that, basically came to this country, you ask them, yo, which one is better? They'll tell you their country's better. Right. I'm only here because, like, the political system over there is bad, or the, economics over there is bad. So they come here to get a better job, but they realize, yo, food back there in my country is way better than here, man. Here it's poison. The air, everything about this place is just polluted, man. And eventually when the judgment comes, that's why it tells you, I think it's in Isaiah, how that, every man is going to go back to their country. Because they're going to realize, hey, there's going to be a judgment for this place.
That's right.
It says, first, Isaiah 43. So,
if I wasn't in the truth, I wouldn't be I believe I'll be somewhere else. I ain't going there, but I'll go somewhere else. I'll go, maybe, you know what, maybe even Kenya, because you know why? Because I've seen where you can get over there for like 50K or 100K. How do you get a mansion? 50K, 100K. Yeah, actual mansion, right? You know what I mean? So, hey, if you're in a proper place, you know, there's so many places you can go. But since we have a duty, I'm staying where I'm at, man. Staying where I'm at. But at the end of the day, man, Babylon is going to be exposed and it's going to be destroyed. Right. All right. So y'all that are still in that spirit of not holding on to Babylon, the ways of Babylon, you're going to perish with it.
Right. It says, verse 3, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
Yeah, I mean he's coming to deliver us, but he's coming as an angelic power, man. See what I'm saying? What you got, bro?
Jeremiah 50 and 10. And Chaldea shall be a spoil, and all that spoil her shall be satisfied, said the Lord. Because they were glad, because they rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine inheritance. It's like of mine heritage. Because they were grown fat as a heifer at the grass, and bellow as a bull. Your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed.
Right, meaning they're dealing with a Great Britain. They're going to be ashamed. They're being ashamed now. Right, go ahead.
Behold, the hindermost of the nation shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert.
Right, right. Meaning what? It's going to be destroyed completely. Eventually, it's going to be a desert once the smoke clears. Okay, so America's going to be destroyed. That's the prophecy. Right.
This is the book of Revelation 18 and 23. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived.
Right, and sorcery, part of the sorceries is the propaganda. That's all sorcery too. All right? Right. And they have suggestive things in these different commercials and shit. They just flash by quick to go into your subconscious. Right.
This is the book of Job 13 and 4. But ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value.
That's it.
Habakkuk 2 and 16. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory.
That shameful spewing is coming from Babylon the Great, man. AKA America, man. All right? The Lord is uncovering everything, all the wickedness that's going on in this place, man. You know, and the judgment is going to come for the wickedness, man. You know?
It says that the PDF files is about to be the most lucrative business. You know, after it's going to surpass the drug trafficking. So that's one of the main ways that these devils benefit. They make money. It says that drug. What they say in the movie? That movie Sound of Freedom. It says that pack of drug you sell it once, but a child you can sell it 5 to 10 times a day for 10 years, man. So this devil has no regard for life. He has no regard for the young. You know, he's just a perverse being. Guess what? It says shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. So the Lord is going to ultimately reveal all his wickedness.
God, Jeremiah 49 and verse 10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places. He shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not.
Right. So he's not going to be able to hide himself from the truth. Okay? And he's not going to be able to hide himself from the judgment. Alright? So at the end of the day, anywhere he turns, he's being exposed, man. Okay, and I can't wait till he's fully exposed. Because even that movie, that's just scratching the surface, man. It didn't go deep. It didn't show you where it all leads to, where the rabbit hole goes, man. That's the main thing that needs to be put out there, man. Because Esau, he's the villain and the hero at the same time. He's trying to be the villain and the hero, right? It's all nonsense, man. Okay? It's a system that Esau's created that's harboring these things. Because in order for them to do what they're doing with these children, there has to be cooperation from different factors of different industries. Right? It's like you can't just. It's not just going to be just one individual or group of people. Okay, I've got money, we're billionaires, we'll just do this and that. No, there's has security checks, there's this and that. They have to be in a. Everyone has to be. There has to be an effort, a coalition. This is a system, right? Just like the drug trade. Drugs ain't just coming in like that, man. They can stop the drugs coming in like this. The government makes money off of the drug trade, man. They show you that in Snowfall. They show you that with Rick Ross. The real Rick Ross. He speaks about that. How he was a CIA agent. He was working for a CIA agent, rather, because they use that money. But they'll get the small guys, like a little guy selling crack, one rock. They'll give him 25 years, right? But then they're like Johnson was tied to that. Okay, they're bringing in the boatload. See how the devil operates, man? But then they'll put you as the image of a drug dealer. But then when they're in the suit, they're like, oh no, that's a businessman. You know what I mean? That's a businessman. Good.
That's like that shows you in that movie, Lord of War. At the end, the guy gets caught. But what happens? Because of his connections, because he works with the president, you can't touch this guy. You know? So he's telling the cop that worked hard to catch him. He's telling him, yo, I'm telling you right now, you did a good job, but eventually, man, I'm gonna walk out of here and they're gonna tell you did a good job. They'll give you a medal, but I'm walking out of here, man.
Right.
You know? So that's basically it. Like you were saying, it's all a connection. The higher ups of this society, they're all with this abomination. So you won't be able to stop it because the ones that are controlling everything, that's what they're about. You know?
Yeah, it's pure hypocrisy.
Yeah.
It's pure hypocrisy. Go ahead.
So Obadiah verse 6, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up?
Right, and it's being searched out through us. Okay, so the spirit of the Lord first and foremost, and now that vibration is going out in the earth. You have regular people exposing themselves, man. Going into the intricate details, man, of things we already knew. But
2 Thessalonians 2:8, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy.
who's the spirit of the Lord's mouth? The prophets, right?
And shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
That's right. Let's go to the show.
All right, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 32, and verse 6. For the vile person will speak villainy, Salakia. For the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity, to practice hypocrisy, and to utter error against the Lord, to make empty the soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail. The instruments also of the churl are evil. He devises wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh right.
That's right. So that's one-on-one.
Verse 8, but the vile person shall be no more called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful.
Right. So yeah. So these wicked Edomites, they're not going to be called blessed. Liberal. That means barak. We go to the word liberal. The word is barak. Blessed. They're not going to be called blessed. They're going to be a person. All right, and they're going to be exposed for everything that they took. Understand what I'm saying? Good.
Isaiah 32:5, the vile person shall be no more called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful. For the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity, to practice hypocrisy and to utter
To
error.
practice hypocrisy, man. You're all about hypocrisy. Right? You understand? Even that movie was hypocrisy. And them people knew about that shit. Them people were in Hollywood. Tell me they don't know about that? But he's acting like he's devastated in the movie. How can you do this? Children. And he's in the Hollywood industry. Okay? You don't get, first of all, you don't get your movie to go anywhere unless you're in somewhere. You know what I mean? You're not gonna get no real promotion. You know what I mean? You gotta be juiced in to get to a certain level. I mean, you could do independent things, but you know how expensive it is to shoot, first of all, to shoot a movie? You know how expensive it is, man? $10 million is a low budget. It's like a low budget. Okay?
We're gonna travel to Colombia.
You gotta rent a boats, you gotta rent
The people behind the sets, behind the cameras and all that.
you gotta rent the mansion, the whole village. You gotta rent the whole damn near the whole village. You gotta rent. Okay, yeah, they're not just shooting in one area. They have to block off. They gotta deal with the city to block off the whole region. So it's very expensive. Right. And then that's what you need to fund.
Mark 4 and 22. For there is nothing hid which shall not come, which shall not be manifested. Neither was anything kept secret, but that it shall come abroad. So everything that they're doing in secret is going to be manifest, even to the point where we're gonna the wicked is being revealed. He's not going to be able to hide himself in the wickedness that he's done.
Right. And really, I can't wait till he's more and more exposed, because all this madness, man, all this, these lies, and he's still got the lions that's kind of covering, to some extent. All right, so I want all of that to be exposed, man. Through the spirit of power, by so then we can look at them devils and rightly all the devils. So you see, what do you got to say about this? What about these facts? Because they always got some excuse, man. They always got some excuse, man. They always got some, hey, but you sold yourself, but hey. They always got some excuse, man. But they still won't have to pay them. Go ahead, man.
This is Job 20 and verse 27. The heaven shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him.
Right. So they're going to be exposed one way or another. That's real quick.
Especially the internet. The internet is doing all the heavy lifting, showing the iniquity of this guy. Here it is. He created this technology. This is really the Most High gift that to him, but that's going against him. The heavens are revealing his iniquity, and eventually, like I stated here, the earth is going to rise up against him. Meaning, what the people are going to rise up against this guy, right? Because they're going to see, he's the boogeyman. He's the guy that's responsible for all these atrocities.
The heavens also goes into the election. This is Ephesians 5 and verse 12. For it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in secret.
Yeah. Esau's a lot of things that needs to be exposed about him. Man. He's still trying to act like, we did it wrong, but it's human made. He's trying to play that type of shit. We made a mistake. We made a mistake. These devils need to be fully exposed, man. Okay? Games. The Lord is going to stop playing. He's going to stop pity patting. We're going to open the floodgates with information on it. All right? And then these Edomites ain't going to have nothing to say. The only thing they're going to be able to do is fight. They hate us. Everyone hates us. We got to just kill us. We got to fight. Are they going to kill us? They just have to resort to that. You understand? Good.
2 Ezra 6, verse 27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which have been so long without fruit, shall be declared.
So long without fruit because the deceiver has been empowered, right? That man of sin has been empowered, deceiving the whole earth. Matter of fact, get Revelation 20, man. That was his job, man. Okay? But all of that is about to be undone. The scriptures speak about pulling down the strongholds. Okay, of course, that was added in because it was in brackets. But nonetheless, that's the truth. We are pulling down strongholds. We're pulling down these lies.
Right. So like let me add to you, if Esau knows as his lies are being pulled down, as it's being revealed, that means that what? His power is dwindling. That means he knows that what? He's on a short time. And eventually what do you think he's gonna do? Like the brother said, hey, we gotta kill these niggas, man. We gotta kill these people. They're coming against us. They're coming for a crown.
God's power is really in secrecy. Their power is in secrecy. So once they're revealed, once the light is spread upon them, once the light is spread upon them, then they have no more power.
Yeah.
The scriptures tell you that the light, folly cannot be over wisdom, just as darkness cannot take over the light. So eventually that light has to come on, just like in the day.
First the darkness comes, but then eventually the light comes.
So yeah, it's the elites that's going to go crazy, sure. But even these peon Edomites go wild up.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to show you. I don't know if you guys ever seen when Esau's exposed to a certain level. The only reason Esau, because Esau still has lies behind him. No, I wasn't that bad. You know what I mean? He still has that little BS to play with. But once all that's exposed, watch these. They're gonna be playing Tupac in the car. Yo, trust me. Have you ever seen them videos that Esau will come up to a cat and then he'll read the scriptures and he'll be, do it now. Put me in slavery now. You ever see that one? And he gets all aggressive and shit.
Oh, I think I've seen it.
There's many of them. It's not just one. There's multiple Edomites who have done that multiple times. Why don't you do it now? Why don't you just do it now? Just get it over with now. Just put me to death now. Why? Because he's got nothing to hide behind now. He's exposed. He said, let's get down to the kick down. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm serious, man. Like, you can put on the, you know, whenever the lies is up, he has the mask like this. It's a regular guy, right? Right? I don't see coming, right? But then when he's exposed fully, certain of them is just going wild the fuck out.
This as the demon said to Yahushua, that come to torment us before your time.
Right.
Time. They were bugging out, man.
Put me to death now! You know, because none of these really, once you expose, he has nothing to lose. That's the spirit that he has. I have nothing to live for, nothing to lose.
This is the book of Job 24 and verse 15. It says, the eye also of the adulterer waited for the twilight, saying, no man shall see me, and disguising his face.
That's right, disguising his face. Right.
In the dark they dig through houses which they had marked for themselves in the daytime. They know not the light. For the morning is to them even as the shadow of death. If one know them, they are in the terrors of the shadow of death.
Right, if one know them, they're in the terrors of the shadow of death. So they want to stay away from the light as much as possible. There's even where it says the wicked man has many trains. All right?
This is Revelation 20, verse 7. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth.
It's good.
Right.
God, I'm going to read it again. It says, and when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth.
Right, that's what Esau went to do. He went to what? To deceive the nations. Esau didn't come to bring peace on earth. He came to take peace and he came to deceive the nations. All right? That's it on that? Right, go ahead.
This is Ecclesiasticus 11, verse 29. Bring not every man into thine house.
And then he had a vision of the
This is Ecclesiasticus 11, verse 29.
Brother said the staff turned into a serpent.
This is
She's a virgin, huh? Right.
This is Ecclesiasticus 11, verse 29. Bring not every man into thine house, for the deceitful man hath many trains.
That's all. You know, if Jake repent, it's beautiful. If Jake repent, it's beautiful. If you repent, right? It be tough sometimes. You know what I mean? Jake, it be hard. You know, it's a hard thing. It'd be hard for Jake to repent. But Jake repent, you get embraced with open heart.
And even the angels that rejoice in heaven once repent. And we gotta rejoice too.
That's right. So listen, so we're not saying that to we just, we're making jokes. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But if Jake repent, salute. You're welcome. You're welcome. If they repent. Go ahead.
This is, let me read that again. This is Ecclesiasticus 11, verse 29. Bring not every man into thine house, for the deceitful man hath many trains.
Right, meaning what? Many faces, come with different personalities, split personality. Right? A smile at you, and as soon as you leave, face turn to a scowl. Hate it. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? That's the deceitful man. All right, and that's Esau. Esau knows how to. Well, those are the best actors of the Edomites. The Edomites could switch up quick, man. Yeah, the Edomites can switch up quick, man. The Edomites can do a role, you know, completely opposite to who they are.
Because acting really goes back into hypocrisy.
Ecclesiasticus 19 and verse 26. There is a wicked man that hangeth down his head sadly, but inwardly he is full of deceit, casting down his countenance and making as if he heard not. Where he is not known, he will do thee a mischief before thou be aware.
The ancient world, you know, they really got down with the dramatics, you know. They really got down, you know. They'll come in front of somebody, they'll drop at the feet. You know what I mean? The dust there. Slap the dust on their head. You understand what I'm saying? They're distraught, you know, but in their mind they're trying to take the load from that. You understand? So it's a serious thing, you know? Go ahead.
This is the book of Proverbs 26 and verse 24. He that hateth dissembleth with his lips, and the word dissembleth goes into hypocrisy. So he that hateth, he dissembleth with his lips, and layeth up deceit within him. When he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart.
Right? So you got to really watch people, watch their intention. And if you're spiritual, you can see through people too. You know, you can really see people. Like, I see people. Edomite can't fool me, right? But there's certain like purebred Edomites with that. Like you can see they have that hatred where, you know, like if that was that time, they were freaking Jacob. That's what I'm saying. They got this type of Edom. You can feel it. But they'll smile at them. You need a dap. You need a dap, buddy. They'll give you a handshake, and you can feel it.
Even the eyes, you know, the eyes, the scripture speak about the eyes, and that's like window to the soul. So you can see in their eyes that hatred window. You know, like, yeah, like that. You know, you see the fucking hatred of their eyes, man.
You know, I encountered one, not too, like maybe a couple weeks ago, at one of these bars, right? Encountered one of them devils. And I could see he had that type of him, you know? Yeah, back up. You know, I thought, yo, chill out, man. We've been talking to you like that, right? Jake. You know what I'm saying? Take a shot. So I'm not taking a shot right now. Go put this out, take it after. Oh, take it with me now. You know, so I'll take it after, man. I said, okay. And then he went, you know, it's like a big, you know, like a big, what are them Edomites, you know, from the woods, you know? But then it's like, there was another Edomite that came, and he like complaining to the other Edomite. Man, you know, it's cool. You don't want to take a shot. You don't take it off. You gotta talk to Esau. Well, that's how I move. I talk to Esau. You know, you gotta, as a Jake, you gotta talk to Esau. Don't let Esau punk you, man. He's below, he's beneath you, man. But at the same time, you don't really finesse it how you finesse it. That's just how I talk to Esau. But I can see that's that type of Jake. That's that type of Edomite. I can see a Jake being simple.
Yeah. Right.
That drunk going over his crib. You know, that's what I'm saying to you. Do something to him. Shit.
In Ecclesiasticus 19 and 29, a man may be known by his looks, and one that has understanding by his countenance when thou meetest him. A man's attire and excessive laughter and gait show what he is.
Right, so can you judge by appearance? Yes, you can in a particular way. All right? In a particular way. But there's certain ways that are just cardinal. You're looking at how tall the guy is. That's cardinal. That's how Samuel was looking at him. How tall he was. Then he looked like he's a warrior. That has nothing to do with him being a king. There's nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? But if the dude comes out in a flowered dress, a woman garment, oh, you can judge the dude, bro. He said, okay, clearly this dude, bring the sword. You know what I mean? You understand? So there's ways you can judge that's not harmful. There's ways that you can judge that's harmful. Even within the world, you know, you have certain, you know, things that you can basically judge a person. Like within Esau's, you know, education, you know, you have like, you can judge a person based on their body language, so on and so forth, what they wear. But now we're applying that with the spirit. Right. So, you know, we're not only going on the carnal level, but also the spirit as well, man.
based upon the precepts, based upon the guidelines that Yahweh Shemel gave, we judge you, and also with that body language and what you wear. The brother said you wear a dress, clearly this guy's a fool. Right. Like it's evident. You don't have to go, there's nothing, you don't have to really, say it was spirit. You see it's a fool. That's right.
Even a clean-shaven Edomite in a suit, That's a guy to stay away from.
Well, then again, he might not be an Edomite, right? He's a clean-shaven Philistine, right? So you don't really know. You could just be in the world. When we were in the world, we were shaving too. So really, you could tell that he's in the world. You can tell he ain't right now. You can tell he ain't right now. You can't really say he's an Edomite necessarily, right? But yeah, so it's all about spiritual discernment, and that's true intelligence, right? Okay, meaning to judge between. That's what the word intelligence breaks down to in the knowledge. To judge, to choose between them, which means judgment.
This is 1 John 4 and verse 1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirit whether they are of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Because many false prophets are gone out into the world. Which is basically that precept of how you have to try spirits before you trust the person. Right. We also speak about prove a friend before that trust the son. So we have that ice off, so we have to utilize these things and judge people. And we are coming to be judges, So it starts here before you get to be a judge of the kingdom of heaven. So you got to start trying on the spirits.
That's right. That's why sometimes I'll ask the brothers particular questions to see how they'll judge the matter. Mainly the cars and boxing cars. I'll ask them a particular question about certain things, what they always think about it. Because at the end of the day, we got to become judges, right? That's what we're practicing to be, right? That's what we're going to be, right?
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, and verse 1. It says, the Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel, to know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding, to receive instruction, the instruction of wisdom, justice, and judgment, and equity, to give subtlety to the simple, and to young men knowledge and discretion.
Right, to the young men knowledge and discretion. Right? So what? That's part of having a good judgment is to have discretion at certain times. To know when to speak, when not to speak, or refrain from speaking. Scripture speak about this time for everything. Okay, you gotta know when that time is. Jacob goes somewhere and blab their mouth up and expose himself when they shouldn't go. The feds will come. Yeah, have you been drinking? Yeah, I've been drinking. Right? And he thinks it by him being honest. The devil's going to have some mercy on him. Your job is not to have mercy.
There was actually a video on that some Jake at the gas station. I think he was high or something.
Oh yeah. He
said it. Because he's paranoid of the ganja. He's like, I didn't smoke them, And the video ended up by the officer basically putting, and fucking dummy up. And the thing is, he wasn't even looking at it. He's just going inside to get some drink, and then this guy comes and bothers him, and he ends up going to jail. That's how stupid Jake is.
I mean, the cop was like over there, and Jake was like, oh yeah, I know you was looking at me. Just my license is that what he said. My license ain't right. I know my license ain't right. He said something like that on my window. I know my window's. He said something about his window. I know my window ain't right. He's like, I wasn't even looking at your window. What's wrong with your window? I'll come see that. Make sure you see that I was coming to you I just want to be straight up with you. And he thought he was gonna get some grounding. It doesn't work like that. Man. Guess what? If I was work like that. Guess what? If I was sipping, anytime I'm sipping, and guess what? If the feds ask me, were you drinking today? No, officer. No. I'll be tipping, brother. Stop it. Come on.
I know my rights.
Let's be real. Let's be real. Right? And they don't ever check because I don't even look like it. I know how to compose myself. You understand? But so they never go any further than that. They ask, they don't say nothing more. Imagine if I'd be a fucking damn idiot. Oh yeah, of course. Just being honest, yeah. Yes, I am. But yeah. Matter of fact, I got half of the bottle in the back. But, I just want to be straight up. But I think it's just working out. Okay, yeah, bro. I won't be making it to the next game. I always look out for the car. The car's trying to call me. You know? That's what about the black side is cool. Yeah. I'm sure you're in jail right now.
This is 1 Corinthians 6 and verse 2.
You gotta use common sense, man. All right? You don't just meet a chick and you say, okay, yeah, by the way, I want multiple wives. You think I'm getting the weed? I want to straight. I want to straight on what you think. I'm gonna have multiple wives. That's not gonna work. You gotta use guile. Then once you get back, then you drop the ball on it, baby. However you want to do it, right? Jakes are real simple, man. They learn the scriptures and then they take it, but they don't know how to use discretion. They don't know how to use the scripture.
Yeah, hey, scripture speak about keeping that mouth over that life and that bosom.
Right.
You know? And then the woman is your biggest enemy. You're not going to reveal all these secrets unto her, especially the truth. You know? We know how that the Bible's went, but look, you're not going to tell, yeah, I want many wives for the nation. She's going to look at you crazy. And now you see, oh, there's Texas, no response.
Right.
You know?
Give it a pin to your account. Thanks. Oh, that's fine. We have a joint account. All right, bro. That's why I don't really have sympathy for these guys, man. They don't have common sense.
It happened to that brother Wi-Fi. Remember?
Yeah, bring up the food. Yo, getting arrested and called for a precept at the same time.
Read.
Bring it up.
Complete stupidity.
Especially when the cops give them the opportunity to read. All you have to do is stop them.
Yeah, but they're not moving in the spirit. Bro. They're not moving in the spirit. They're moving in carnality. It's all about ego.
Yeah,
It's all
ego.
about ego. So, right? So that shows they ain't moving in the spirit. And they'll get themselves in trouble based upon their ego.
Yeah.
If I tell you to roll down the window, I ain't rolling around, I know my rights. And then you fast forward, and all you have to do is drag the camera. The window's broken. And you pull it, right? Because Jake is being stupid, man. This is Esau's world, man. I remember this one Edomite gave me a ticket of adjustment. He gave to another, he let Edomite go. He's like, expect me like cursing him. I said, no, this is your world right now. No, it's okay, it's your world right now. Look at it. Give me a ticket and walk out. It's your world right now.
That's right.
Okay? When it's my world, I'm going to do the same thing to you.
Yeah.
For a lot worse. So have fun. Matter of fact, you should give me 2 points. Okay? So, hey, listen, you just got to understand where you're at. You understand how to move, right? And you don't go to certain settings, you don't go to a particular setting, dress a particular way that's not matching the setting either. You're going to stick out like a sore thumb. Everybody's going to go, this guy doesn't belong here. Right.
This is Jeremiah 4 and verse 22. For my people is foolish. They are childish children.
Right.
Let me read that again. Jeremiah 4 and verse 22. For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are childish children.
It's stupid.
Right. And they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge.
Right. To do good, they have no knowledge. You understand what I'm saying? So, but Jake is just. Anyways, man, you're getting thinking about things. So very Ecclesiastes with time. So all
This is Hosea 4 and verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
the knowledge of what? The knowledge of the scriptures. Okay, it's not the knowledge of Egyptology. It's the knowledge of the scriptures. Understanding who y'all trying to do. Right? And part of that is understanding how to be in the spirit. That's part of understanding the Lord's journey, is how to be in the spirit. Which Romans 13 is going into that too.
I got that.
Bring that up.
Romans 13. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers. For there is no power but of God. The power that be ordained of God.
Right, so that's dealing with the ones that rule the earth. Okay, that's what it's speaking about. It's not speaking about the angels and the Most High. It's speaking about the ones that the Most High put in power on the earth.
That's right.
Okay, right now the wicked is in power on the earth. So are you gonna go? Anyways, keep going.
So I brought it up. I think the book of Capsule will pertain to God. So that will bound with God. Meaning that word is judge. That's when you're a king. You have that power.
What's the word? God, Allah, power means judge. God, power, saying it means all those different things. But it's good, you know. No, that's spirit. Spirit is not a spirit. It's not with you. All right, you gotta move. You gotta move. You're behind enemies' lines. You gotta move in a particular way. All right, in order to get back. Delivers the elect. That's what we're gonna. That's what we're gonna dictate stuff. That's what we're gonna tell them. You know, shut the hell up, sit in the corner. You go in the pit. All right, go ahead.
And they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation. For rulers are not a terror to God.
Right, so we ain't worried about what Esau is going to do. Esau stops you. We're not worried about Esau putting us to death when he stopped us in the traffic.
That's right.
Because we know that we're serving Yahweh Shah. The only thing is we don't want to be stopped to begin with. That's the only thing. Esau, I don't want to deal with it. So let me give you Jake some advice. Stay away from Laval. If you live out here, stay away from Laval. It's a place they like to stop people, man, especially Jake.
Le Patini, yeah.
Oh yeah? It's even worse?
Oh.
Laval?
Laval,
I don't believe it.
I didn't get stopped yet.
I gotta go over there. Huh?
I didn't get stopped yet. I live there. Laval.
Yeah, because you drive at night like that?
Oh, yeah, it's true.
You gotta be driving at night. That's really when you get stopped anyways. At night is when you're stopped. It's not really the daytime. You driving the day, be safe. You're not safe in the daytime.
It's true.
That's the going behind you. But at night is when they're really like you're lurking.
But with Patini, they stop you at daylight.
Oh yeah. Oh, daylight.
Oh yeah. This.
That's right. Go ahead, bro.
Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same.
Right, you'll have praise even of the Edomite devil, right?
Yeah.
That's stopping you, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because guess what? You're moving in a particular way, right? That's not uncommon, okay? What you got, bro? Good. I remember this one time the defense stopped me. It was unjust and they were being a-holes. I said, okay, gentlemen, have a good day, gentlemen. I just switched up. I just kind of completely switched up. I said, all right, gentlemen, I took a ticket to have a good day. That ticket fucked me up even to this day, that ticket. That's the main ticket that's fucking me up.
Wow.
But I came at them like, yo, all right, gentlemen, have a good day at the end, you know? You understand? So they even said, okay, leave, we're not going to follow you. You know? So I kind of completely humbled them.
Yeah.
But they're being complete demons. You know, Esau, they always got to ask you the stupid ass questions.
Yeah.
Huh? Just make you want to fucking say, shut the fuck up, man. Yeah, Jim, what? Huh? They go to bed. Yeah. Fucking, so yeah, fucking, like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? Is it crime to like this? No. It's just, they're not just saying it. They got want to be slick, like, you know what I mean? Like you're under investigation. You know? How do you say comb there? How do you say comb here? Comb? How do you say it in French?
Bang.
Yeah, like, so if they see a bunch of combs in the back, oh, c'est un penny, c'est red one. It's fucking annoying, man. But this is what we have to do. This shows you you're not free. You're free when they have to show you that shit. Or stop you, that's suspicion. Or your light goes out. Good.
Proverbs 16:6. By mercy and truth, iniquity is purged, and by the fear of the Lord, man depart from evil. When a man's way please the Lord, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him.
Esau Edom is the enemy, right? But even him, as long as we're serving Yahweh Shaliel, he's at peace with us. Right? The point, he's not going to rise up against us. But these other jakes, man, hey man, some of these jakes, you see the Jake don't know. I see the way some of these jakes be dressing up there. This guy, he likes oppression. Okay? Super baggy clothes. I tried that one time. I tried to see you on the school with a gym. I was like, there was a time I really didn't care. I looked at the gym. The gym is like, That's like a fashion show. Yeah. Now you gotta be on a certain level. You know what I'm saying to you? You understand? I mean, Jim had the long, the old school, early 2000s, the long, you know, the long shorts, early 2000s. He was a fetus. Yeah, but anyways, early 2000s, you know, the long shorts. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the Iverson shorts. I get to the gym with that, brother. Bro, I went to the pharmacy to go get a water, bro. What are you looking for here? Oh, oppression. As soon as I walked in, oppression. And he felt it. Wow. What are you looking for? God damn. See, Esau could get away with that, but Jacob, no. And that only further proved in the spirit what I was saying before dealing with how to dress in a particular way. Yeah. Yeah. Seems like a straight up thief like that. Then I went to the gym next door. Imagine. Hey, where's your towel? Where's your towel? I said, nah, I gotta. I never wore that again, man. I have to burn that. Yeah, I see the way certain Jason dress and move, like, it's like, you know they got all the dreads. They're asking for a hard life. They're asking for a hard life.
He fits the description. He might be the guy.
No, but he's asking for the straight gate. He's not even in the trip. But he's going down the straight gate. Guaranteed, brother. Guaranteed, bro. You got dreads, brother, you go at Target. You're Target to the face, Target to everything. But why you want it doesn't make sense. It's not logical. But Jake, because the women like it. This women like demonic shit. Okay? They keep rocking.
He's black. He got dreads.
Oh, that's every cop has that in their dashboard right now.
Stop this guy. Maybe he has drugs. Who cares? Stop.
Go ahead. Dress up?
No, that's it.
Dress up? Okay, that's what we look.
This is Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything. This is the book Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under the heaven.
Yeah, every time for everything there's a season, man. You know, you gotta know when to apply particular things, man. You know, the cop stops you. Hey, you agree with your adversary quickly, man. You know, you don't buck up and stuff. Yeah, I know my rights, all that, the third. Them up, you know, pants sagging, coming like this and shit. You know, they're not gonna give you the proper table, man. They're gonna give you a table right beside the bathroom. You know, I try to ask for the table out the window. They're gonna look at you funny, man. You know, so you gotta know how to utilize these things in the proper time, man. You know, even coming with wisdom too. You know, you gotta know when to give your pearls and when to keep your pearls, man.
The time to plant and the time to pluck up that which is planted. The time to kill and the time to heal. The time to break down and the time to build up.
The time for everything. The time to kill and the time to right now we're not in the time to kill, man. Okay? No. You know, scriptures speak about to wait upon Yahweh Shai for him to rise up to the break. You know? So we gotta wait for these things. Right now we're in the spirit of, you know, just going on the long.
You gotta, when you rebuke a brother, you can't just constantly, you gotta just always rebuke it. You gotta build it first. Okay? So if you get too much of that rebuking spirit, then, you know, it's not good, it's not balanced. You gotta build up to it. Right.
The time to weep and the time to laugh. The time to mourn and the time to dance.
Exactly. A time to weep and a time to mourn. I mean, a time to laugh, man. Right now, what stage are we in, man? The mourning stage, man. You know, Ezekiel 9:4, man. You know, like Ecclesiastes 7, man. We're in the time of mourning right now. We're in the time of sighing and crying for the abomination that we've done in the midst thereof. You know, we're not in the time of laughter. Okay? Laughter is coming after, man. You know, when their world is gonna basically go under, man. You know, that's the proper times, man.
That's what the sword is sharpened, should we then make mercy? Yep. It says here,
and plus the scriptures speak about the beasts ain't supposed to be walking on the stone. These horses ain't supposed to be walking on no goddamn concrete. That's why these ones be having all kinds of ailments, they be dying from. They ain't supposed to be walking on no fucking. See what I'm saying? Matter of fact, get that scripture, get that law dealing with the beast shall not walk upon the stone. Real quick, just real quick, bro. I just want to segue. I'm just segueing. We're gonna close up in a minute anyway, but I'm sure you saw on no shit. And then Esau's so stupid. You ever been to old Montreal? This thing is There's a curse. Montreal has the bricks on the floor. That's the stupidest idea. It's so uncomfortable to walk on. It's uncomfortable to walk on. It's uncomfortable to drive on. Who was the genius behind it? Found that, brother? Who was the easiest way? This one comes slow. All right, Amy, speak. Read your scripture.
This is a time to cast together. We can apply this to the Israelites who were cast away. The Lord is gathering the stones to build up that temple. Okay, the elect. Okay, the scripture says that we're lively stones. It says the time to embrace, the time to refrain from embracing. So sometimes, sometimes you gotta refrain from keep embracing those and embracing spirit. Everything has to be done in balance. Okay. The time to keep and the time to cast away. Okay.
We'll jump in. 1 Corinthians 14 and 40. Let all things be done decently and in order. Even evaluating the times, that's about order. That's about the things being done decently. Like the brother mentioned about going to a restaurant or being in public. That's you using the wisdom and knowledge and applying it properly in decency and in order.
Especially with us being like representatives of Yahweh Bashir Shai, we have to conduct ourselves in a particular manner, so that what we're blameless in the sight of these other nations. So in the times to come, man, although they're gonna falsify things and oppress and make us demonize us, but we give them as much as possible, as little as possible, as little as possible to condemn us.
This is a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away. So hey, the Lord has set up times for everything. So it's time to get. It's time to lose. The Lord takes away. Listen, Job said, shall we not receive good things from the Most High? Okay.
And not receive evil as
well. Shall we not receive evil as well?
Yeah, too. It's kind of like, this truth being in the truth is kind of like a roller coaster. You got ups and you got downs, man. You got times that the Lord, gives you more money. And at times, hey, something might happen that you got to spend that money. That's right. Now you're in a ditch. It's a roller coaster. So up and downs, man. That's why Paul said, what? I know how to abound and how to abase. So you got to be like, nomadic in this truth. You're adjustable to every situation.
It'd be like water, my friend. As Bruce Lee said, you gotta take the form.
It says the time to keep and the time to cast away.
All right. So that's it on that. So let's get the last scriptures.
This is Proverbs 11 and verse 1. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight.
The just weight is his delight. Meaning what? The Lord is not going to have just one side outweigh the other. It has to be the right balance. All right? You might need more of one thing than the other thing to make it balanced. Okay? What you got, bro?
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rokakadash.
Millstone. Salutation, much love and respect to Yahweh. I'm going to push this word out. Keep this sincerity. Shemai, Allah, Yahweh, 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 Shemai, Allah, Yahweh, Yahweh, Shemai, Allah, Yahweh, Yahweh,